Hello, I am the Sim Architect. Here I am going to share with you something that I just found out, which can be very useful to reduce, if not eliminate, your COPPA and CCPA liability if you have content designed for mixed audience, but you don't want to flag it incorrectly as made for children. Be warned that it will likely reduce your YouTube revenue significantly, by 10 times possibly, because you will be disabling interest-based ads, but this is quite effective if your YouTube channel isn't monetized, or if, like me, you're only making a couple of dollars per month anyway, and you just want to share your content here because you like to create, or when you have other sources of revenue like partnerships, sponsorships, or you send your traffic somewhere else, like your own website. Mine is thesimarchitect.com. Please visit. Okay, now let's get to it. On your YouTube Studio, as you can see here, you will click on Settings, then Channel, Advanced Settings. Here you can see your audience selector. You have the choice to define if your channel is made for kids, not for kids, or if you want to make a choice on every video. As you can see, YouTube does not have a mixed audience setting, so yeah, that's a huge problem. If you scroll to the bottom, you will see this little hidden selector here. This is what I found, and this might be the key for us to make it very clear to YouTube that we don't want to be liable. They should have an age gate. We can't implement that because we don't have control over it. So how do we protect ourselves? We disable interest-based ads. If you select this option, personalized ads will not be shown on videos on your channel, such as ads based on a viewer's interests or remarketing ads, meaning they will not track the user or they will not use the user's information to serve them ads on your videos, meaning that you are telling YouTube, please do not track my viewers because I don't want to be liable. Okay, that's how I see it, and that's why it should protect us against COPPA and CCPA liability, because the new CCPA, which is effective also since January 1st of 2020, requires us to give our viewers the option of not being tracked, or at least give them notice. Therefore, we just have to disable this and save. It's a little bit sad, of course, because we are saying goodbye to up to 90% of our revenue. But if you have a small channel like mine, it might not be worth taking the risk of a $42,000 fine when you're making 10 or 20. The people that work on the government agency that handles this matter say that they don't want to bankrupt us. But then, let's say you're making 10, 20, maybe $100 a month, okay? It takes you a year to make $1,200. Let's say that you're making 100. They say, oh, we are not going to bankrupt you, but here is a $3,000 fine. So you work for a year on your channel, and well, you get a $3,000 bill to pay, and they can say, we are not bankrupting you because you have a car that's worth $6,000, so you can sell the car, and it's your problem. It's really sad. It's really wrong. There should be a limit on it. At least they shouldn't be able to take more than a percentage of whatever you make, or even, okay, all right, so take the whole revenue from that specific video. Like I have videos that make me 10 cents, 5 cents, and then what? We also have people that aren't even monetized. Are they going to suffer too? Imagine that. I mean, you're not making money, you don't need any tracking, you don't have ads, and oh yeah, but you broke the law, technically. So I am not sure that this eliminates our liability completely, but by having this set, and of course, as you can see, my channel has this setting on, we are doing what we can from our end. So if the COPPA police comes after us, we can tell them no, but we don't want that. We disabled tracking on our videos. I don't want that feature, but my content is not made for kids. Even if, because I don't curse, and most of my videos are video game related, there might be an interpretation. They might question, oh, but it's colorful, it's playful, it's Minecraft, or it's The Sims. Even though The Sims, for example, is a game intended for 13 and older audience, they can just say, yeah, but we think differently, and see you in court. And there's this other problem, because we see all those lawyers talking like, oh, don't worry, you can make an argument, you can defend yourself. Well, yes, of course. If you can afford a lawyer, you can always argue, and if you can afford a good lawyer, you will likely win if you are doing what's right. But the problem here is, how can you hire a lawyer when you're making $10, $20, $30 a month? That's just insane. YouTube is not offering us liability insurance. They could be like, okay, if you give us 10% of your revenue, we are going to give you free legal service. But then, would that work? What would be the quality of that service? And would those lawyers work to defend our interest or YouTube's? Because there's that too. They would want to protect their boss first, of course. So that wouldn't work either. I believe that maybe the banks and insurance companies should create a product for us, like some sort of liability insurance for YouTubers would be nice, actually. We should have that. That's it. Alright, so sorry for ranting. I know that the point here was to show you an alternative. I am very happy that I found it. Nobody seems to be talking about it. I didn't see anybody talking about it, so I hope that you like it and find it useful. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Do you think this setting protects us? Are you still going to publish new content on YouTube, or are you looking forward moving to another platform? If so, did you find a good alternative to YouTube? Thank you very much for watching, and see you on my website, thesimarchitect.com, where I publish most of my content or on my next video. Bye!